78% of suicide rates worldwide are men. What can we do to help them? The world is too busy worrying about women, ethnic minorities, and LGBTQ people to care about men. The problem is that men are routinely demonized for being oppressors, particularly if you're also straight and white. You pretty much get told from the cradle that you don't deserve what you have because of privilege, that someone else always has it worse, and that your desires are wrong. Men also handle a lack of direction worse than women do, and the deconstruction of institutions like religion have left tons of men adrift without really knowing what they're supposed to do with their lives. This doesn't even touch on the negative effects of radical feminism and rampant divorce/single parenthood. Nothing is going to fix the male suicide rate anytime soon because men are disposable. You can help by increasing the rate so that there are less people, less problems, and more room and more resources. You can start with me. 8. Encourage men to spend time with men and men alone. Some of the best memories I have are hanging out with my male friends, going camping together, playing board games, building/fixing something. Guys need space without any females around, or constantly texting us wondering when we will be back. The nicest thing my wife does for me is when she says, "Go. Hang out with your friends. I'll put the kids to bed tonight. You deserve it." Sometimes I don't feel like going out and she encourages me to go regardless. I always feel better having gone. A good percentage of suicides are vets. We need to do way more than stick bumper stickers. In divorce, women get half of their shit, all of their kids, on top of alimony and child support. Getting a divorce may be emotionally devastating for women, but it completely destroys men's lives. That's what needs to be fixed. How about validating men's feelings instead of telling them to man up? When men are abused, it's taken as a sign of empowerment, and the first thing that most people think of when they hear of a man being abused is, what did he do to deserve getting hit? When men are sexually harassed, it's seen as funny. When men cry, people call them pussies. We need to end this toxic chain of shutting down men just because they're men. Men do cry. Men do get hurt. Men do get raped, harassed, and men do experience just as much discrimination as anyone else. I attempted suicide 4 times and I am a male. I went to a great therapist and I worked through a lot of stuff and I lost any depression I had. I was no longer diagnosed with bipolar and I took myself off of my antidepressants and mood stabilizers, and for over 2.5 years I have been doing a lot better and everyone around me notices. I believe we should encourage people who are having problems to ask for help and help them get to a psychiatrist/psychologist and/or therapist who actually cares about the person, not just sees them as being another money maker for them. I was blessed that I had family, friends and doctors who wouldn't let just anyone treat me any kind of way, and I also advocated and spoke up for myself. Change can only occur if you speak up, swallow your pride and lift your voice and decide that you want to help yourself. The way to change the increase is to convince others that if they need help to ask for it, or if they will not, you do it for them. They may be mad initially, for example if they are saying that they are going to commit suicide and you call the popo because you don't want them to do it, but they will be thankful for everything you did once they come back to a better place and clearer thinking and understanding. I speak from experience, as one time, it was a friend who saved my life. I am thankful to him even today. I was initially mad, but I'm beyond thankful now. If we get rid of all humans, we won't have a homeless problem anymore. That broke my heart, man. Stop putting so much pressure on them. So many men are basically forced to make the first move on other people. They are constantly told to man up and they are not allowed to cry, and if they do, they're humiliated. If a man does release their emotions, they're seen as violent and abusive. This stuff shouldn't be happening, and suicide rates could be reduced drastically if we just stop putting so much pressure on men, in my opinion. Get rid of this stupid "real men don't cry" bullshit. Men have just as much right to show their emotions as women. Maybe creating a movement for men by men that actually serves to slowly change what masculinity is, and not just to complain about women or feminism. Edit, thank you whoever gave the award. It's my first one. Smile. Stop putting unnecessary, unconscious standards of masculinity on them that they can't handle. Let them know it's okay to talk about their feelings. Allow us to show frustration without assuming it's anger. As a guy, I get just as irritated by things as you, but if I've had enough and shout a string of curses, everyone looks at me as if I've just pulled out a gun. Try and rant to yourself in a controlled fashion. Looked at like you're a time bomb waiting to go off. I'm just trying to make sure that the combined weight of life's thousands of irritations don't make me break down at 35. I'm not about to trash the joint because the door is being a pain in the ass. But I'm just expected to keep quiet about anything unless it's life-threatening. If I don't, I'm unstable obviously, or I'd have learned to just toughen up and deal with it. Similarly, some of us have had rough pasts, or are going through rough times. It's hard to talk about that and feel tough at the same time, and the simple fact is, even as a relatively smart guy in terms of this stuff, I still want to hold on to some aspect of that. I don't want to feel like everyone around me thinks I'm weak or fragile or delicate. I've been through that much shit, and I'm still fighting to get my life to where I want it. After all this time and everything I've lost, I'm still here fighting. So then how come anytime I try to talk about it I feel weak or lesser than anyone else? Society's seriously fucked up our ability to process and express certain things. I don't really know how it can be fixed easily. I guess just like, do what we do about women's problems, ask questions, listen to the answers and try figure out the best way to make that person feel comfortable and like those aren't problems they need to worry about with you. It's far too deeply ingrained for any simple or blanket solutions, and the problematic aspects of toughen up, be manly, or be the provider/protector/leader, all those things that are twisted or pervasive today, well, they're as deeply ingrained into our experience as, say, the inherent pressure to reproduce is for women. That phrasing should not be taken to indicate an agreement with the idea women need to reproduce, just that the idea is so inherent to the experience of being a woman now that you all just sort of have it. Even when you don't, society has your back and will pressure you to be a woman and pump out some kids. I feel that people feel the same about that as they do about prostate cancer. Breast cancer is horrible, but prostate cancer treatments make you infertile and your dick probably won't work without shots to your penis. I'm here for you if you wanna vent in DMs, bro. I highly suggest that, in addition to the technical manuals like Caring for Your Baby and Young Child, Birth to Age 5, All Fathers with Boys by and Read The Boy Crisis. It deals with this multifaceted issue. Some symptoms of the rise in suicide rates among American men include, but are not limited to, traditional beliefs about manhood conflicting with modern shifts in social roles toward women, the disconnect of men in media v. reality, the widespread availability of guns and other weapons of harm, a general pervasiveness of lack of purpose/direction in life, social expectations surrounding how men aren't allowed to have/express certain emotions, and many more. It's a superbly informative read, even if you're not a father, just an American male. It pulls the cover back on generations of change and the resulting pain leading to the mass incarceration, mass suicides, and mass shootings involving American men of late. What? Give us one compliment. Just one. A girl once said I had really pretty eyes. That shit was 7 years ago and I remember it perfectly because it's all I've gotten in 7 years. Is that true? Do most men have depression? Give them a sense of purpose and meaning. Beat thing we can do is make sure the hang bar is properly secured to the studs. Deleted. Quit telling them they aren't allowed to feel. Pour your hearts out, boys. I think it's sweet. And fuck the women who don't. Maybe change society's standards of men. I think some people are committing because of 4 reasons: first, depression; second, breakups; third, something to do with hate against LGBTQ+; fourth, homelessness or no money. Edit, we should try and stop things like this. Warning, read till the end of the story, this is really important. But I need some. I have some form of depression and I just wanna die. I just wanted to all end. My parents are divorced. I've lost a good friend of mine. He was like an older brother from another mother to me. and I went to Brazil when I was 4 years old and left when I was 8 to 9 and have become really sad since and really have been thinking to jump off my school 3rd floor. I'm 11, I almost did it once. I was sitting on a balcony and decided not to do it. If you are thinking of committing suicide, don't. If you think you hit rock bottom, you're gonna pull through. I'm slowly getting better.